Hey everybody, this is your man Tight coming to you with another true spook story. Now, before I begin, I'm gonna ask that you hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share me with your friends and family. If you're thinking not robbery, y'all go ahead and share me now. These stories are too damn good, and I'm trying to give them to you every week again. So let's see how this work out. So share me, subscribe, get me out there, put me in the algorithm. Let's rock. All right. So today this story is going to take place in Ivy Lane Projects. We call them the Poking Bean up here in Orlando, Florida. That if y'all didn't know, that's where I grew up and I was raised there. When my mama got off drugs in 1984, that was the first, stable home we had in the little complex down there, first cluster. Well, as a kid, I'm 6 years old, 1984. I'm chilling. And I used to see this Rastafari man, before I even knew what Rastafarian was. I used to see this Rastafari guy. He had the dreads and he was talking. And he used to always like be at the basketball court next to the flip lady, Miss Lily Raffle. That was a flip lady back in the day, all the way in the back of the project. Man, Alice was a flip lady in the front of the project. So he used to be out there on Miss Lily Raffle yard and stuff and talking, and he'll be smoking his ganja, he'll be reading his Bible, and he'll be preaching, prophesizing over the kids while they played on the playground because Miss Lily Raffle uh, project house was right in front of the playground. I want y'all to keep this in mind now. I want y'all to keep this in mind now. This is going to play a big part. This is a big part in how I grew up. So he'll be reading his Bible, and out of nowhere, he'll stop and start talking to us, and he'll be talking, but he wouldn't be like talking to us in a gentle voice. He would be yelling. He'll be yelling and screaming at us, like preaching to the Bible. So, we'll stop and, because, we were respectful. 6, 7, 8 year olds, we'll be respectful, and he'll be like, come over here. And, he sit on the porch all day, so we knew he wasn't no creep. So we'll walk up to him and he'll read scripture from the Bible, and he'll like walk over to us and touch each one of our heads. And he'll pray the blood of Jesus, and he'll pray whatever he said. He would just speak prophecy over us, and then he would tell us to go on back here, give us $1 or $2 to go get some candy, flips. We call them free, y'all call them freeze cups, but get us a flip or some shit, and he'll send us back out there to play. But he will always stay there and watch us play next to the park on Miss Lily Raffle porch from sun up to sundown. As soon as school was out, we was there. He was there with his leg crossed, reading his Bible, preaching and praying. Every day we knew if we went to that park, we would get some sweets because, the only thing we had to do is listen to him preach and pray. Now, he did this for years. He'll go away, he'll go away. Now, grandmama, she used to go down there, and her and Miss Lily Raffle used to be friends. And she used to go down there and say, why you got that nigga on your porch, Lily? And she like, oh, that's Sean. He a good person, Sean. He don't mess with nobody. And he make sure nobody rob me. He make sure them kids take care of us. Now, May, you need to go ahead and look at him now. Pay attention to him. He ain't no bad person. He ain't into no voodoo hoodoo. He's just a good person. And my grandma like, well, I'm going to make my grandbaby down here, and I've got to make sure he ain't trying to steal my grandbaby essence, because my grandbaby told me he be putting his hand on his head and praying on him and shit. And I just do not want to fight no goddamn Rastafari, Shantae Bubba shit. I know what they do in the jungles of the motherfucking Rasta man, smoking that shit all day long up there in the mountains in Jamaica and shit. And Miss Little Raffle like, well, my dad was Jamaican. Bitch, watch how you talking. Well, I don't give a fuck if your daddy was a goddamn god. I just don't want all that nasty shit over my grandbaby. So Miss Little Raffle and Grandma, they had their little exchanges. I'm a young jittybug on the porch at the time. I'm watching this shit like, shit, Grandma finna get him. So now I'm about 6, 7 years old, probably 8. I'm like, Grandma and Miss Little Raffle finna toss them hands, so I'm just watching. So, they didn't watch, but then, so Grandmama used to always drive past on her way to work and on her way home from work, and she would turn down Carver Shores Road, and right where the little playground was in front of Miss Little Raffle and them house, she'll make sure You know that he would do nothing. And from the day she leave to go to, from the time she leave to go to work, he sit up there with his leg crossed, reading his Bible, laughing and drinking his coffee. And he drunk coffee all day, no liquor, coffee, 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 black coffee, no cream, no sugar, black, black, black all day. So she'll come back here, be sitting on the same spot. So as I come home, 8, 9, 10 years old, getting ready to take a shower and stuff and get ready to go to sleep and stuff, grandma say, he always asked, did he touch you inappropriate? Did he do anything wrong? I'm like, no, ma'am. He gave us $1 for some sweets. And he just prayed on us like he always do. And she said, repeat the prayer to me, baby. I said, yes, ma'am. And I'm going to say it in my words, but imagine a thick Jamaican accent when you say it. I'm not going to do the accent because I don't want to piss off my dread brothers, my Rastafari brothers. I respect them really, really. So I ain't going to mimic the voice. But here's the prayer. Oh Heavenly Father, in Miriam's name, keep them safe and keep them strong. Protect them from harm. Don't let them go wrong. He was always rhyming in a song, Keep them shining bright as the sun. Even at the nighttime, let them never be shunned. And he would always say a prayer like that. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's what's up. So she like, oh, that's a prosperity prayer. Okay. Well, I guess I ain't too mad at him. So then grandma started bringing him coffee. She would go to 7-Eleven. She would get her cup of coffee and she would get his coffee. And the reason I know he drunk it black, no cream, no sugar, because she would put like little sugar packs in the bag and little cream things in the bag. And he was like, no, 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 no. So, but he would always be out there reading that Bible on the porch, praying prophecy over us, praying for us with his legs crossed, singing and all that stuff. So one day, Miss Little Raffle asked me, and it was me and said, she said, hey, can y'all two babies go over there and follow Sean and help Sean bring back some groceries from the Table Supply store? I think it was Table Supply, I forget which one. So we're like, yeah. So, we all rode our bikes and shit because we had to be like 19 years old. And Sean always rode a 10-speed bike. He never drove a car. So we all follow him to the grocery store and stuff. And no, it wasn't Table Supply. It was off Mercer Drive. It was the meat store and the fruit store right up there off Mercer Drive. So we follow him up there. And when we go up there, he get the bag of groceries. I put some on the back of my bike and on the handlebars and vice versa. So now while we was with Sean ran into a bunch of other, Rastafari Jamaican fellas. So, he told us don't go because, he didn't let us cross the street, busy highway. You have to cross Colonial from where we were to get to, the meat market on Mercer Drive. So Sean told us to sit there and wait, chill, hang out. And Sean said, what's up, my brethren? He kept calling them the brethren and all that stuff. Then he was speaking his accent and it got real thick. But because my mama dated a Jamaican dude by the name of Roy, I kind of really knew what they were saying. The other dude just thought they were talking gibberish and was making fun, but I could peep the conversation. But this is how Jamaican Roy used to talk. So again, I'm never gonna repeat it like they repeated it because again, I gotta state I respect the Rastafari code. Without Rastafarian people, and I'm just gonna jump into your skin right quick. Without Rastafari, the black culture here in America would not be where it's at. Everybody had to have a sprinkle of Rastafarian in them. The Rastafarians are responsible for a lot of cultural shifts throughout the Native Americans, through it all. So much respect to the Ashanti Babas. If you don't know who they is, Google them. Much respect to the Rastafari man. And I'm not talking about the Bob Marley energy. I'm talking about the real ones. And peace and respect to Bob Marley himself too. But yeah, so as Sean was sitting out there talking to him, they was sitting out there saying things like, you with the bull, or you ain't nothing. They were using words like Roscoe, Bumperclyde, Pussy Hole, and all that stuff there. And they was like, you with this, and we don't respect you. We don't respect you. You kicked out of our little covenant. You kicked out of our clan. You kicked out of this. You always sitting up there pouring into the children. These children are not Jamaican children. These are not Rasta children. And you keep pouring into them, and you're telling them our secrets, and you're playing our blessing over these Yankee Bamas, and they were just calling like American black children all kind of names, like all kind of odd, nasty, disgusting things. They said we wasn't fit to be part of their culture, to learn their teachings, or Jah didn't respect him because he was more so into pouring a lot of the energy into us kids. And Sean, he stood his ground. He said, if not for the youth to be the future, then what are we to become of who we are? And he like, I'm not home with the fisherman. I'm not home with the church man. I'm not home with the preacher man. I'm here in the United States, and I'm doing my job and imparting wisdom onto the kids. So the clique of Rastafarians that he was messing around with, they shunned him. They told him, you're excommunicated. You can't come back to the house. You can't come back to the church, to the temple, whatever they call it. They didn't want nothing to do with Sean if he was still going to be praying over us average American blacks, us Yankees, or whatever they were calling us. And he was like, I'm going to do what Jehovah, Jah Yahweh, and he was saying all kind of names for God. He said, I'm going to do what he commanded me to do, and I'm going to do it in Miriam's name because I am Miriam's son. And I don't know who Miriam is to this day. I don't know if Miriam is a saint over that way. I don't know if it's a deity. I don't know if Miriam is a deity in a Rastafarian understanding, because I don't know the religion. It's real secretive. The Ashanti Babas and all that stuff is real secretive. So I don't know nothing about it, so I ain't speaking ill on it. I'm just telling you what happened when I grew up. So they shunned him, and they said he couldn't come back to the temple. He couldn't talk to them, nothing. So he said, Irie, all right, let it go, whatever that means. And he like, I'm gone. So they start cursing him out, and they start throwing like little food at him, like carrots, little finger foods, carrots or celery or stuff they was eating. They would take a bite and they would throw it at him. I found out later that's pretty disrespectful for a Rasta man to throw natural food away, like not to eat everything they touch. Yeah. So it was they were disrespecting him, saying, he not worthy or something. But again, Sean didn't care. And every day he had no temple to go to. He had nothing. He would just preach to us kids, and he would show us the way. Now, Sean had begun to prophesy on a lot of kids in the neighborhood. Like, he began to tell us that they're our future. He began to tell us who we should watch out for, what we should watch out for, that type of thing. And he came along to, so it came down to myself and Sid, because me and Sid, we used to run thick before, I found out who my best friend was in the hood. So me and Sid used to run thick, and he used to always tell Sid, he used to talk real slow and like, Cedric, I'm gonna need you to not get in any yellow cars. Any car with yellow, tan, any cars with beige. He said, you stay out of them. As you grow into an old man, you stay out of them yellow, tan cars. I already knew, because I'm like, okay, Said oldest brother had a tan Chevy, bubble back windows. I say, damn, you can't ride in this brother car, but I ain't tell nobody. I just was thinking. And Sid would always be like, man, my brother don't let me ride in that car. I ain't never getting in that car. But as me and Sid grew up, I understood what, the prophet Sean was saying. So Sid and his brother Sid, they go in the skating world fantastic out there on Colonial at the time it was there. So Sid hop in the car with his brother. He about 15, 16. We about 15, 16. So he get in the car and boom, he drive into the car. His brother lose control, crashed the car right there on Pine Hills Road, right close to Johnson Record. You turn down the back road, it used to be open. You could make that left down there. You could run straight into Johnson Record. You make a right, and you could just go on behind the shopping mall and stuff. But they closed down because a lot of people used to trick back there. I got a story about that. So what crash ended up, getting killed. Said dead as a bitch in the car. So when Sean found out, he just went to literally told me to get on the handlebars of his bike. And again, I'm 15, 16. I'm like, nah, man, I ain't getting on no handlebars. I got my own little bike. So I get in my bike and I'm riding up there with him. And he just go and he dropped his knees and he praying over the spot. Well, Sid passed away. He said, I got to make sure Miriam come and, claim his soul so he can go up there to the heavens and be celebrated properly and stuff. He ain't talk about no heaven or no hell or nothing. He just was saying that. So I'm seeing him down there praying over the spot and shit. And I'm like, okay, I say, this crazy. I say, let me go let grandma know about this shit. I say, cause he don't look like he taking the man essence from the accident scene. Look like he genuinely caring, praying for him. So I said, grandmama, Sean, Jamaican Sean back there, the one that have his leg crossed all the time, drinking black coffee and talking. She was like, yeah, did he do something bad? So grandma jump up in the sense like, yeah, I'm finna go fuck this nigga up. I knew I couldn't trust him. I said, well, my homeboy said I used to hang out with, yeah, the little cute boy with the braid. I said, yes, ma'am. I said, he died like 2-3 days ago in an accident. And I said, Grandma, Sean told him not to get in that dang yellow or beige car. And his brother had that Chevy. And she said, he was prophesizing to back there? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, what he say about you, boy? I say, Grandma, you gonna laugh? I say, well, it's similar to what she said. And she say, well, I don't see shit funny because you ain't talking. I say, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. So I say, Grandma, he told me that I was gonna be a prophet one day, similar to a preacher. He said I would have the whole world in my hand and everybody would come to me for knowledge, intelligence, and I would be a leader of nations. I say, but you and your friends always did that prayer on me, telling me that I need to possess the spirit of a lion, the spirit of a leader, the spirit of a king. I say, and you prophesied similar. He said, and Grandma said, so he can see all that on your energy? So I need to go talk to him because now I need to know where he getting these visions from. Because some people could get visions from the devil and then you could get up there and then the devil come get you later. But I need to know because his vision is on par with mine. And I just need to make sure he ain't trying to set you up. I say, yeah, man. I say, that's what he said. I say, and he also prophesied that boy will get hurt if he get in a beige car. And that brother car flipped over and I did up there. She say, what? I say, yes, ma'am. I say, crush his ass on up, Grandma. She's like, well, I drop past there and I put a candle out there. It ain't gonna last long because of the wind. But I put a candle out there and say a prayer to make sure his soul go to heaven. Now, people, I'm going to stop y'all right there. This Ashanti Bubba Rasta man did that for Sid. Now, I done seen my grandma do that a lot. If somebody died in an area and she knew them, she would go place a candle. Somebody died on the side of the road, what does you see? You see these memorials of people who done passed away in that area, but they done erected crosses, candles. Somebody died on the scene. The Hispanic culture do it. The Caribbean culture do it. Now, the Ashanti Bubba Dread Rasta man Sean did it. Pay attention. And then grandmama used to do it, and she taught me how to do it. So that's what I say. A lot of this stuff is in our culture, and we got it from, the tribal man, the original man. But back to it. So grandma go down there, and the next day, grandma Sean again in front of the playground. We 14, 15 at the time. We still out there playing football and stuff, and he just laughing, reading his Bible, and he'll break out into song and sing. And he'll still come over there and lay hands on all of us midday, pray on our head. And he been doing this for years, and he was just a blessing. So keep in mind, he haven't talking to his Jamaican Rasta buddies or nothing. They shunned him, literally shunned him. So all of a sudden, Miss Little Raffle, she passes away. So now he ain't got nobody porch to sit on. In the project, they were like, hey, we're giving this apartment to somebody else. You can't sit back here. The playground was right there. And he said, well, I take the kids with me then. He said the kids have nobody to watch them, pray over them, that type of thing. They say I take the kids with me, and this public housing, they don't give a fuck. They whatever, just you got to go. So now they had built remodel, had a nice park there, better than the one we used to play on, and no kids ever played on that thing. At least when I was living there as a youngster, no kids ever played on it. But instead, we found he had moved to the basketball court and he was sitting on the bleachers, and everybody was around there by the basketball court playing flag football, playing basketball, and he would sit there, read his Bible with his leg crossed, singing his tunes, and again he would pray. So he had the kids follow him everywhere. Now, the roster group that he was a part of came round to the basketball court, and this is after 3-4 years after we seen him at the Reds Market over there off of Mercer Drive. They came to him and they start arguing with him and attacking him. They like, now you're gonna be kicked out the house, you're homeless, you're this, you're that. And he was like, God got me, that type of energy. He kept saying stuff like that, God got me, God got me. And he said, Jah got me, Jah got me. And they just kept like, okay, cool. So evidently they were still living in a communal apartment, communal housing, even though they had shunned him, they just wasn't talking to him or dealing with him. So from what I gather from the conversation, they had kicked him out of the apartment finally. And so, I'm old enough to ask. I say, hey, Sean, why they kick you out the apartment, man? Why you homeless now? He say, because he had food and he didn't share the food with them, but yet he shared it with the neighborhood child across the street and her mother who was hungry. So he cooked a pot of food that he bought with his money and his fundings, and he, walked the pot across the wall, across the street. He called it across the walk. And he fed the two kids and the mother, and he said they were saying that they come first, and then what was left, other people would get the scraps because they was American blacks. And he was like, it's wrong, them kids. So when grandmama, heard about all this right here, grandma say, okay, I'm gonna let you move in, my back room. So Sean moved into the back room with us for about a good month or two. It wasn't long. And he was reading his Bible on the porch. And so me and my cousin, we had started playing in my backyard. And Sean would just sit on the backyard reading his Bible with his leg crossed, drinking black coffee and just singing and praying over us. So grandma understood the positive prayer coming from Sean would help out the grandbabies and things of that nature. So let me tell you, it was a great time. I didn't get a cut, scratch, bump, bruise, ache, toothache, nothing. The power that came from that Rasta, that Ashanti Bubba practitioner was excellent for our family. So he ended up saying, Ganju, I thank you, I love you, I gotta go. He said, your hospitality been great. And he loved to grab grandma by both of her hands and put them in both his hands, and he'd rub them and he would kiss her on the cheek. And grandma say, I've been seeing you for the past 10, 12 years. You ain't getting old. Y'all keep remember this now. I done seen you for the past 10, 12 years, and you ain't got old. You ain't got no gray hair, and you was kind of old, but she said, you just keep looking like you're getting younger. She said, do you cipher energy from these kids? Because I know how to do that. He said, no, it's against the law. It's against spiritual law. It's my time to go. It's my time to go. And he told grandma, he said, I'm Miriam's son. Miriam bless me. Miriam blessed me to walk this earth all my days through the power of our father Jah. Say, Miriam bless me, and I'm gonna forever be here long as I do right by the youth. I'm gonna always retain my youth. I won't take nothing from them. And I said, okay. So grandma said, you know what? I believe you. She said, I believe you because you're just a sweet man. And grandma gave him a kiss on the cheek, and he walked out the door with his little duffel bag, and he didn't have nothing but bags. He kind of wore the same clothes every day, probably about 5 outfits, a couple jeans, some shoes and stuff, but he never wanted for anything heavy. He'd get on his little 10-speed and he'd go up the road, come home. But this time he just left for good. Now people, I didn't see Sean for a long time until 2-3 weeks ago. I seen Sean at the park while I was exercising. And people, I'm gonna tell you, Sean looks identical to when he did then. Only thing, he just has a gray beard. He finally started aging. This guy was immortal due to the power of Jah. So I don't know what spiritual energy these Rastas have, but these people don't get old. They maintain their health. They in good shape and everything. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna post another video at the end of this one to where y'all could hear him sing, y'all could hear the conversation we had. So it's about a 30-minute conversation of him talking and him explaining who Miriam is and they did him in his own words. Because I told you guys I was gonna start bringing you interviews, and you guys are gonna see it at the on the next. I was gonna put it in this one, but I'm gonna let it be a separate premiere. You know, that'll be 2 videos is the tape. Well, so now Sean has gone because there's no more kids in the playing. You know, I'm grown. I'm in high school, discovering girls, whatnot. Whoop, whoop. So Sean gone. So now Grandma saying it just feels so empty in the projects because he gone. So Grandma said I can't hear a sound because Grandma used to always tell me how she used to be able to hear the birds chirping, the bugs creaking. She said for like after he left her house for like 3-4 days there was no birds. She couldn't hear no crickets. She couldn't hear no nothing. Just the cars, just the sounds of cars, horns. It was no wildlife, no rustling of limbs. It was just still energy. So Grandma decided to go and investigate these Rastafari men who put Sean out. And she said she's spiritually powerful. If they came up with something, she can do whatever. So she goes to him and she say, hey, do y'all know a young slender fella, Jamaican guy by the name of Sean? He always reading his Bible, preaching to the children. Rastafari's got up in outrage and they was like calling him all kind of names and said he wasn't right, don't trust him, don't do this. So Grandma, why shouldn't we trust him? Because he seemed like a pretty okay guy. And only things the Rastas say, he don't believe in our teachings, or he went against the way he was supposed to be taught or something, or he told secrets. I don't know for sure, but that's what he said. Grandma listening. Grandma, I got out of school. Grandma say, come here. She say, see, can you find Sean for me? She said, I need you to go around and just look. Just drive around the project, drive around there to Carver Shore. Even go down there to Lake Man, go and see if he's just sitting around doing something. Go to the little Jamaican restaurant around by 7 days and see, can you see him up there getting coffee or something? So okay. So I hop on my bike and I'm driving around Orlando looking for the man for Grandmama, but I didn't find him. So Grandma goes in the room to clean out the room that he was staying in and things like that, and she find a Bible. And written inside the Bible was all the notes he had taken throughout the years that he was sitting up there on the porch, prophesizing on us children. So every time he would touch one of our heads, he would go and write down a prayer about us. And he knew all our real names. We went by nicknames. He called me by my real name. He called Sid by his real name. He called all the kids, and it's like 15, 20 kids in that playground playing. And every like little small piece of paper or a little he knew how to write real small all around the edge of the Bible. But Grandma found he would be like, I pray a blessing on various verses in the Bible, for me, for Sid, for all the other kids, and he would just write that in there. So he left his Bible with Grandmama, so this proves that he was a good guy. So evidently that was one of the secrets that the Rasta men knew. When they have their Bible, if you write people's name along the borders of the Bible scripture and the Bible page, every time you read that scripture and you mention that person's name, you embed that person into that prayer, that blessing, or that teaching. And this is how you get to understand life, or you get to narrate that person's life, for the good, for the bad, for the ugly. Now, I just told y'all something. Now, this Southern folk magic mixed along with a little bit of Rastafarian from what I hear. I don't know how true this is. Again, I respect them so much. But he left his Bible. Grandma seen his Bible, and Grandma used to cry every time she picked up that Bible. And Grandma kept that Bible next to her own Bible. And every time she touched it, she would pray a blessing over Sean, that he would always be kept safe and sound and nothing could hurt him, and all this stuff right here. So I never saw Sean again. When I seen him first, he had a low haircut. Like he haven't grown his dreads. I think he cut his dreads. But then he started growing his dreads back. I guess they make you cut your dreads because I don't know how it works. I meant your locks. So, but he grew them back now, as you'll see in the video I'm gonna show. Well, yeah, man, it was wild and crazy, and yeah. So I ain't got too much to say about that, but from what I hear, the rosters they shunned the Jamaican dude Shunned for praying for American youth at the time when Jamaicans didn't like Americans. They did not like American kids. They didn't like anything about America, nothing. And he never got old. He just got a little bit of gray hair on his beard, y'all. And he's like a really great person. And he used to prophesize over me, and you're gonna hear him say it in the video. I told him, I say, I remember you prophesizing over me, man. He said, I remember you too, young lion. He used to call me Lion of Judah way back then. He said, the leader, the king, he would call me Lion and all that stuff there. So I was like, wow. But he's still walking around. He's still living. And I was blessed. I was blessed to be able to see him again. Now, I'm going to end the story right here. This wasn't a big one. This wasn't a spooky one. This is just a story from my memory. I hope you guys understand and like it. But feel free to look at the video. No, I'm just going to go ahead and attach it. So I'm going to attach the video of him speaking with him talking and everything, so you guys can see for yourself. And we'll talk about it in the recap. Okay, everybody, my name is Tyke, and I'm telling you, sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction, but it's the truth, no doubt. Take care, God bless, and much love. Y'all please support Sean, and if y'all think we need to get him a PayPal, Cash App, or something that y'all want to donate to him, I know exactly where he at now, or literally around the corner from me in a rooming house, and I will be glad to make sure you get that money. Y'all just let me know. All right, take care, God bless, much love. Be safe, everybody.
The whole world right now.
Right.
So in the vision, there's a lot of demon, woman, and when they eat up and shaking like that, you're a wolf are not so. They are loyal. They have never bite someone or one heart and loyal. No wolf attack. And when I spirit and I start somebody over next door try to kill a free left, one over my head, one here and one here, courtyard. And I'm between. Man call me Sean. The light. I'm back in the street light now. Right. Like a downtown, it's like a dog, call it like time a man farm on a bench, and when see a man pass Jack Slave man with a hat on, look like man jacket, and him go like, yeah, with black people, and him see the man, say, yo sir, I beg your pardon, what you do on my property, and the man no answer. He went over there to go question the man, and the man like, call him out, take off, run, say, I plead the blood, yeah, blood clot.
I know, I'm from
just one time one slave by the master, and hide one man called Thomas Farm presentation. Yeah, one of him groups now, a Thomas Jepler. And then the slave master said, what are you, Lord? We can make thousands of our slave under the Remtown. And the Brit not that price. Say, hey, sir, beg you $1 now. And he said, hey, oh, me have no come back tomorrow. That's the same one I fight song from like yeah.
Off of I Ball.
I used to
Miss Vi and everybody.
Big Rod.
Yeah, I remember you, bro.
Thanks. And Veranda and her sister in the group home.
Yeah.
I tell
that's right, I remember you.
Yeah, but thank God shall time Veranda, you know, higher star. Kmart.
Yeah, it's J-Mart now, but Kmart that was years, man, like 30 years ago.
Yeah, with Kelvin Baker.
Yeah.
And I was the one who called, and she called. Turn again, Sean, God with us. Turn again. As them find brother. Yeah. One start to gas and I carry jobs, but I'm on a dying pain. Son is dead. Yes, grandfather in the mount like in the morning, and him donkey talk. One part walk yard, the donkey yard, born your brother there. So you have side, heaven and you, grandmother rise and her back, God, all tongue light. Third, April as a black God black. Saw him in a gown. My mother had done in a boss. Went up my Miriam said, no, don't forsake Miriam. The advice, take Miriam, and then God tried to with pain all over her joint. No, she said, Mom never gave her enough milk. And every morning, remember the milk truck used to toot? Yeah. They look out with the donkey. She get fresh milk every morning. And she was a beautiful young woman when she grew up. Every man in the district that talk about Danny. For them was it. And when Mama find out now, her brother owned half a man. Her mother was a bride one time. God, me tell her, says, Daniel, you know, like to see you I play a girl, scap. I'm try to work in the lodge, and I heart very ill, job roughs and God, that's every yeah, wrong, you know, the camp road, Jackson, dog. No, like, shush, and a man, rope, God, tide was high, was that, yeah, I'm sorry, old fellow, last night you go be God. Yeah, so I said, then how you know them, time, them, all the stop, yes, massive man, fall stuff, shut up, never tell you that happened, and lightning just, bam, yes, house on fire.
What?
Yes, right down at 12th Street and shut up a post is connected to the gas house. Catch a fire right before everybody tell him no mess boy, my follow him. Boss. Yeah, and then now me and Mr. Pass, an elder, yeah, him kinda look alike. Pass look like Marcus, yeah. And John the Bob. So anyway, me and Mr. Pass are apart. Night man, guess when cat burn come me and young side the park. A young man, time with them there. Poor is not, Jezebel woman. War is too long proper. When you use the like that.
Yeah, the whore.
Yeah, the war. And that's what the war is. Yeah.
say the whore is not the woman. It's the damn the oars on the boat.
Yeah, on the side of the boat where you try to make your boat fly. Yeah, so Babylon woman they calling one another whore.
Oh God.
Whore is too long pagger.
Yeah, I like that.
Where one time a pilot or a fisherman or Mr. Pass boat but before we come and look a glass back, mirror under here. Pass so all jack up hello tail and lobster them gone on they gone dive. Mercy is that pastor? And he gets past and deacon in our house one day. When he went fishing, the Holy Spirit tell him to go back home, past what?
Stop!
Yes, man, church, Senegal.
Wow.
They have to fuck the pastor together. That's where enough of the pastor.
Stop.
Yes, that's
I
all
know
of us a long dress.
Yes, a lot of debauchery churches
And
now.
you see them change up the dress to short.
That's right.
So now pastor up front and pastor like
getting this feel.
Tens like Popeye and Brutus mixed together. And I look at Ahab. I look Jezebel kind of show where they find the other nasty and them.
Yeah.
We are called we have to buy I want to sign you up on section and bomb trying like that's why they might call me. I tell them say live the Israelite have to give them a bit. All they look a dirty nasty one named Nathan. Nathan, you go cleanse yourself.
Damn.
This is why I look the might and band on Israel. You see over the altar.
Yeah, Rick Bugger.
Yeah, they look real.
Yeah.
What happened?
No. Yeah.
And all you know, guys, about. They said, what slave master bring y'all there? And y'all need to get out. Get out of the land. Okay, all right. But otherwise, I'd bother. That's come. And I get a load of the other guy if you like bother.
Oh, I know. Yep. Like again, when I was in basketball talk by
Yes.
I remember you, Sean. I didn't know you had a twin brother though.
Yeah, some of us know we have this now.
Right.
I hot like a hot eye. Yeah. One mark, one line, white. One that one will lap him.
Yeah.
And so long come back. Yeah. They let me off for that because pass away.
Yeah.
Pass and all harvest, Hagar and his wife. Yeah. No cop. And everybody's of Hagar and his wife.
I try to talk not be hard.
Yeah. Have it program, a lot of songs, shall record. Somebody hey, I'm a in Africa. Heart is not never because dark, not right now. And charged for murder. But others around know what's going on because fight and while they see the Lord of $9 jail play, woman could never play. The man just a right man in. Right. And then the plane must stop God. Everything I get strike cause you see now that river, the angel of judgment, certain twin can hear the loud voice. Let's go off on the strike. Church and they laugh. Cry out. Don't know that it's God's job. Thank God that I did do the right. Right. And if everyone attempt me and I say no. Me say whatever me have. Hospital, I'm gonna be worked on it and I like how you do. Yeah, I was down there. Yeah. Yeah. Even and dark in them ways. I show you. Remember even Bishma? Yeah. And we talking about it already fight everything. And then I walk up on elders and I heard word Clive and the whole of them. Oh, I have work but me not give him no. Damn. Because the boy heart clean and he might start. We don't want nobody to hear that. What? Oh, long we don't help earth you do it. Hear that. Here, I don't have and they have loved that. And when he back we love like yes I heard. And then an old man started, oh be a butt. What? Yes, Lord, y'all fighting like I'm son. Hey, y'all better be weird. Go on my yard. I mean, I hang out with y'all again. Y'all with? Yes. Yeah, the Mac look at Lord of all. Yeah, I understand lightning strike. You see, on a trip, here and go like talk about that's all. Yeah, the number and
yeah, record it.
Yeah, because my grandfather used to fight for music, you know, and a lot of the musicians them now, they're not under the 21 string of King David, they under something else.
I'm gonna go get my bag while you
Yes.
sing, because I'm gonna run after this.
Yes. Long time me I tell them say cartel have to be free. And the teacher have to be free. Girl Flex instrumental. Give me a second, let me find it real quick. Yeah, this is one here for them now.
All right.
The song name. Mama Earth, can I hear she crying out? And I am on the rise again. The rivers of Zion, crying out for peace. Remember that God is love. Remember that God is love. Oh, oh. Song like this, me love, you know. Mama Earth, can I hear she crying out? Remember that God is love. The rivers of Zion, crying out for peace. Blood is running through the street like river. Every street corner me go to, I see flowers, no. It's like the earth is a graveyard. They turning Jaja earth in a graveyard. Can I hear our nation crying out now? Can I hear our nation crying out now? Remember that God is love. The rivers of Zion crying out for peace. Remember Mama Africa. Remember Papa Africa. And to Zion we go. Nothing in the West is not here for us now.
Damn, I hear that.
Africa divine is calling us home. Don't you see the bees is rising up now? The rivers of Zion crying out for peace. Remember that God is love. There is no home in Zion for filthiness for us. There is no home in Zion for backstabbers for us now. Clean in heart, pure in mind, conscious, clear and for us now. Jaja bless. One love.
I love. Appreciate